Welcome to the first ever monthly member spotlight podcast presented by Office Evolution. And your host, I'm Lee Gochenour with Gochenour Photography, and we're inside this really cool studio at Office Evolution. It's literally built in. You come here, you put your card in, and you start recording. So for our first monthly spotlight, I have Rebecca Vandist with Vandist Digital Solutions sitting here across the table from me, and we're super excited to kind of learn a little bit more about who you are and what you do. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Rebecca.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm originally from California. I grew up in the Bay Area. I moved up here in 2008 with my husband. Weren't married at the time. We've been living in the Hillsborough area for the past, 14 years?
Right.
Time goes by fast. We love it here. Love the community. And I think it's been a huge part of the community itself has been a huge part of me being successful as a business owner here as well.
Right. Well, we're definitely growing as a community, and as much pain because that brings sometimes, it also brings clients and new businesses, and it helps our local economy. So I think you're in the right track here, right now. So what might we find you doing on your day off?
Yeah, so I try to take days off, especially on the weekends. It's hard as a small business owner. I love doing house projects. We live in a really great community with walking paths. So I have a little dog buddy. He's 10 years old now, but has some Jack Russell in him. So he acts like he's like a 3-year-old normal dog. So he's good at making sure we get walked every day. I try to take some time off. Mostly it's house projects or maybe binging some Netflix.
Right. We all have on those days we get off. And I can totally relate. As a small business, days off are far and few between often. What is something that you totally geek out about? What is something that Rebecca loves to watch, do, see? What is your nerd entity?
Yeah, good question. So honestly, again, it kind of goes back to that home DIY projects, which can be a little not great sometimes because you watch all those home shows and you believe that you can do these things. I watch the home shows to relax. It really de-stresses me for some reason. I think it's just you have to find your thing that does that. I will attempt something, but for an example, the first time I tried to paint, I thought, oh, I could do that. I watched so many videos. I had the roller, I had everything. I go to paint a closet, the ceiling, because we had new drywall put up. And I didn't know that you're supposed to push the roller in all the way. So it had paint on it. It falls down. Yeah. I didn't know how to get it off. So I'm watching some YouTube videos as I do it. So you have to be careful. I've definitely learned to do even more research before I get started on an attempt of a project.
Well, I think we all learned that along the way, right? Absolutely. In fact, the shoes I'm wearing right now have paint on them from trying to paint with a roller.
They're now your official painting shoes.
They are, definitely. So we're obviously here to highlight you as well as your business, right? So tell us a little bit. I announced earlier that we have Vandist Digital Solutions. So tell us what that is. Tell us about your business.
Yeah, so Vandist Digital Solutions, or VDDS for short, we're a digital marketing agency, and what we really specialize in is helping small businesses to show up when their clients are searching for them. The best place to hide a dead body is on the second page of Google.
Absolutely. I hear that a lot, and it's true.
It is
Absolutely.
True.
I never look at the second page.
Yeah, you have to be showing up on the first page. And, how do you do that? You do that with a really great website that Google likes and they want to promote because it's set up properly. And then most recently, we're actually expanding into video because YouTube is the second most used search platform because it's also owned by Google. So that can either be a great way to show up for a competitive niche, is to do a video on a topic that people are actually looking for and answering a really simple, specific question.
That's a really good idea. And that information actually helps me right now more than, well, you probably know more than I knew it would because of a new product that I've announced. So that's good for me too. Thank you.
Yeah, we both like videos.
Absolutely.
And
I love
helping.
making videos.
Yeah.
100%. So along with that, with your business, what's the favorite thing, your favorite thing about your business?
Yeah, I think the favorite thing that keeps me doing it, I think, and also kind of helped me get started or attracted me to it was the design aspect of it, or just the creative aspect of it. Which again, with the video, I love, for some reason, love making videos with the YouTube. And then also building websites. I like the design aspect. I like making things look good.
Right.
Yeah.
And you do.
Oh, thank you.
Shameless plug for those listening. She has made my latest website, and when I was doing it myself, everything was just kind of plain because I'm a creative, but not that kind of creative. And so I don't even know how to describe how bad it was.
I think it was more just simple.
It was simple. That's a great way to put it. And you brought it in and used some coloring, some formatting, and it looks good. It feels professional. And you know what? It has been way more effective. So yeah, shameless plug from me to you. So why did you choose what you're doing right now? Is there something that kind of brought you to that, or a reason or passion?
Yeah, good question. So it's really interesting is sometimes you don't know where you're going to end up, but you don't see how you're going to get there. So I actually was in banking for a long time. I think I was with my last the company for 12 years and maybe 14 years in banking altogether.
Oh, wow.
And I had it so good. I was working from home. I had really great benefits, 401k, just amazing, made good money. And but I was miserable. And I was like, you know what? Life is too short to be miserable. I have to quit. And everybody thought I was crazy. They're like, are you sure? Because like, you can't come back to this.
Right.
And I was like, I just have to. So yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do. We sold one of our cars. We were just like, let's just try and make it work. And it took about a year for me to figure out my next step, which was really my first successful thing as an entrepreneur, was doing e-commerce for Amazon.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I did that for a few years, and everything I touched was gold, basically. So it was like I actually built a 6-figure income in 9 months, and it was amazing. And I was working like 10 hours a week. It was just, I got in at the right time.
Right.
And over the next few years, it all kind of dwindled. My wholesaler fired me because they wanted to get on Amazon. My first floor of my house was a warehouse, and I wanted that back.
Right. Yes. I've heard that story a lot.
Yeah. So I just kind of outgrew it, but I loved creating the listings on Amazon, and I liked the research aspect of it. So then I ended up stumbling on a Facebook ad for an SEO company, and I didn't know it was SEO at the time. I didn't know I was going to get into building websites. It was really more about lead generation and helping small business owners get customers. And so I was like, oh, that's amazing. Like, I could just help people, because I've seen small business owners struggle. A couple people in my family, they started small businesses and they really struggled getting customers. And I was like, okay, I can help them.
Right.
And then turns out it's all about building websites and doing SEO. And so as I got into it, first I was hiding behind my laptop in my house, just building websites, random topics like roofing. And then realized I didn't love that aspect of it. After I started networking and actually talking to small business owners, I actually would rather help them build their own empire directly.
Right. Right. So you might have already answered this, but we're going to ask it specifically, right? Okay. So what are 3 reasons you love your current career?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think the thing that I love the most is actually talking and networking with small business owners. I didn't think that would be my favorite thing because I'm an introvert and I can only do so much of it before I need that recharge time. But yeah, I first of all love working with small businesses directly. The second thing, I guess, is that creative aspect. I love that it's my own business and I'm able to be creative with it. If I want to do videos, I can. If I want to just spend some time building a website, I can. I can kind of choose what projects I take on.
Right. Well, it's got to be fun. I mean, I know for me as a photographer, it comes into play and it's fun, but it's even more so for you. I feel that being able to go on that creative journey with a client that might have been stuck and very monotone in their business or whatever, and you get to bring them, for lack of a better term, I hope our audience can imagine it, you bring color to their business, right?
Yeah.
A website that works with SEO that's beneficial to the customer or the client, right? And all of the marketing, and you bring all of that creativity that you love and you get to share that with other businesses. That has to be fun. I mean, right? It's
Yeah,
gotta
it
be a cool
is.
thing.
It kind of like brings their vision to life.
Right, exactly. That's exact.
Yeah.
See, that's you did it,
But,
right?
like, I have a logo and this is what I do.
Right.
And that's usually all I get when I build a website. And then and that's the part I can't delegate, I found too, is I can't get that vision to a virtual assistant. Like I just get a feel for their colors and what that's gonna look like. What's that action color that the button hover's gonna
Right.
be
Right.
that stands out for them.
And it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It really does. And your ability to listen to somebody just ramble on like I just did and then come out with, no, this is what you mean.
Yeah, and I get excited for them too. Like I can see the big picture. Like I met with a client yesterday and I'm like, big picture, I can see them making, maybe their own YouTube channel
Right.
and, like just the possibility of another stream of income that I could help generate for them.
Yeah.
What does that look like for somebody 3 to 5 years from now that they've generated an extra so many $1,000s a month from another source?
Right. I mean,
That's
they
more
could be
passive.
a completely different livelihood because of an idea you planted in their head 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, that's huge.
it's
I love
exciting.
it. All right. What are your top tips for other entrepreneurs? What are some of those things that you learned the hard way, maybe along the way, or was shared with you that you would like to share with other entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so I was had a meeting with somebody recently, and something that I've heard from other people too that they kind of admire about me is I take action. And I think that's what stops a lot of people is they get in their head, they're afraid of failing, and they don't just do it. And it's funny as I've actually ever since I was a little kid, I've always like I was in the 5th grade and I have a crush on this guy. And of course I have to, he has to know.
Right.
And I'm sure I was embarrassed so many times. But even with businesses, I'm like, I have to try it. It might fail. And it has failed so many times. But every time it's not really a failure, it's more of a lesson. So that's a great quote that I really like is you either win or you learn.
Yeah, I really like that. You either win or you learn.
Yeah.
You never lose.
Yeah. And I think, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Les Brown who said it, but he talked about it, the graveyard, a cemetery, that's where so many dreams are
Right.
there that people didn't do. So if you have a passion, just go for it.
I wish I could take that advice.
Even if it's just a small step.
Right. I love it. No, that's very inspirational. And I think that is important for especially somebody in your position where you're trying to get people that might not be comfortable getting their face out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having that experience or being able to talk people through that is key. I mean, as a photographer, getting somebody to just smile in front of my camera can be a challenge. I can't imagine weekly interviews or videos, right? It's awesome. I appreciate what you do. And again, kind of going along with the last one, from your tips to entrepreneurs, what is the best career advice you have received from somebody else?
That's a good one too. I think, let's see. I think I'm just going to start talking about it. So before I was an entrepreneur, I remember there was this YouTube video I found, and I think his name was Scott. I'll have to look it up again. But it was a TED Talk on doing the thing that you can't not do. And that really inspired me because, I'm at the time working in a cubicle, miserable, complaining about going to work every day.
Right.
And he just like spoke to me because that's what he did. He went to college because people said he was supposed to. He got a really good job because people said he was supposed to. And then he was like, but I don't think it's normal for me to want to jump out the window
Right.
or bang my head against the desk. And so,
And that's fair.
yeah,
Right?
but yeah, if anybody's looking for that, he actually passed away from a freak accident. But yeah, it was like, do the thing that you can't not do, TED Talk. And it was an amazing 15 minutes or so.
I think I want to watch that one.
Yeah.
Right? I want to go home and find that and watch that because that is cool. Humans aren't a mold, right? That gets repeated. We're individuals, all of us. I'm an identical twin, and I'm very much still an individual to my brother.
You've got your own fingerprint.
Exactly. So technically, I don't know if we do or not.
You do. I just listened to something about that this morning.
It's a question I honestly have always wondered, right? But never got it tested.
But yeah.
Because DNA I know is one thing, but the fingerprint I've always wondered.
It's unique.
Now I know. See, there's my business. I love it. Okay, I digress. We're getting off track. So, and here's the next one, and I know the answers. And in fact, I'm going to tell you my answer to this one before you answer it, because this is my guess. So the question is, are you a dreamer, a risk taker, or a doer? And I don't like this question because so far from what I've learned from just this 10-minute interview with you is you're all three.
That's what I was going to say.
You dream it, and then you don't mind taking the risk to just do it. And so I was right.
It is. And there's risk involved in that. So
yes.
Yeah. No risk, no reward, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. The only guaranteed way to fail is to not try.
Yes, exactly.
And obviously this is presented by Office Evolution. So tell me, how long have you been a member here at Office Evolution?
Yeah, so I think it's been just about 7 months.
Right. And so did you come here from a different office or from a home office, or how did you find your way to Office Evolution?
Yeah, so I just kind of came here. It was just the perfect time. Timing is kind of everything. You just realize what you need or something's not working for you anymore. So yeah, I was living in a 2-bedroom townhouse. My husband and I were both working from home. And then I've got this little dog who starts barking all the time. And I needed to get out of the house. I needed some separation. And so I knew Office Evolution was here. So I got a tour, and they actually have a lot of different options.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought, because I'm kind of cheap and in some ways are conservative, I don't know, maybe a better way to put it. So I was like, oh, I'll probably just work in their co-working spaces. But then I also realized like I'm going to get distracted really easily. And so out of all the different options, I picked my own walls.
Nice. I love it. Yeah. And it is a nice little office that you have in there. And I think that's for me. I've learned through all of this that I'm not a great work from home person. I'm a really great procrastinate from home person.
It's easy to do, but it's neat that they do have so many different options here, and it can work with any budget. So if your budget is just the co-working space, you can definitely make that work.
And then what has moving here, has it helped your business? Is there something, because they offer a lot here. I've toured this place.
Yeah.
I've done workshops here, the photo studio, what has it benefited your business being here rather than home?
I think it really has. It may have also saved my marriage. I don't know.
Right. Invaluable.
My sanity.
Right?
Yeah. It's probably cheaper than counseling, right? But no, it's been great. I think it helps me take myself more seriously. It elevates my business, letting clients know that I have an office. There's a place for them to come meet with me. And then also having my own space to record videos and just kind of, I think it fuels my creative energy, having my own space that's dedicated to this work. How many
people out there don't do that quick video that popped into their head that they just know would be really good on social media, their idea, or record something? Or how many people just don't do it because they don't want to go through I got to move the desk, I got to set up a light, it's here. You literally rent the room come in and turn on the equipment.
Very true. Yeah, there's a lot of options. And if
Right.
you have a meeting, you can rent the meeting rooms. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of great options.
And if I remember right, the meeting room, the bigger one, is set up even for teleconferencing.
Yeah, so you can do both. You can host it in person and online at the same time.
There you go, guys. Office Evolution. So, Rebecca, where can people find you?
Yeah, so my website, bd/ds.com. And then I'm most active on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also find me on LinkedIn as well.
Perfect. I know I watch you do a weekly video or so, right? Is it about every week?
I'm trying to do 2 a week,
2 a
but
week,
at
okay.
least once a week.
Perfect. I was going to say, I think I've seen them more than once. And they're always great. They're little bits of information that you're sharing with your clients and potential clients.
Yeah, my goal is to make digital marketing not confusing for people, but yeah.
That's a goal.
Yeah, because I for a long time I didn't know what SEO was. I didn't know
I know I did.
anything about websites. Yeah, so if we just break it down for people really easy, and then hopefully help other people be successful.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me in the studio. And everybody out there, go ahead and follow her on her social media. Check out those videos she does. And most importantly, come check out Office Evolution. Get a tour. They would love to show you around and see how it can help you.